Hi, so I'm with Terra this morning, and I'm making this video to demonstrate the best way to handle her when she comes home after her basic obedience training program, right? So we'll begin with your first contact that you make with her every single day, and it's expected to be at the crate every morning because the idea is when she comes home, she has to continue the same routine that she had over here for at least the next 2 to 3 months. It's very important, right? So that she still has that mentality of structure and order and discipline. And also, those 2 to 3 months will give you enough time to practice the things in this video to a point where you are more confident and comfortable with your handling skills and all the maneuvers that come with, right? So in the mornings, you will let her out for an hour to two to poo, pee, play, and all that. Same thing in the afternoon if possible, and then definitely in the evening as well. So mornings and evenings are a must. Afternoons if possible, right? The good thing is she can hold her bladder in the afternoon, so when you come in the evening, she would still be fine, no poo, no pee, and then you can take her outside to do her business. So the idea is when you let her out in the morning, you will take her to a specific spot if you have a specific area where you want her to poo and pee. Just tether a leash over there and then hook it to her. Then you can leave her and then you can check on her in a few minutes, 15 minutes. And if she's pooed, then you can free her to play and all that. And then if you have time, you can spend time interacting and whatnot. And then when you have to go to work, you put her back in the crate. And when you come back from work, you release her, take her out again to do her business. And then after, allow her to run around and play. And then when it's time to go to bed, you put her back in her crate. That's the idea. Then in the afternoon, if you have time to interact, when you let her out, you don't just go straight to interacting. When you let her out again, you take her out and give her an opportunity to at least pee, even if she doesn't feel like pooing. And then afterwards, you can bring her back inside, let her play and whatnot, right? So how do you let her out? Every morning, I walk up to the crate, and if she's calm like that, I mark the behavior with a marker, yes. So if she's calm, I'll just say yes, and then I'll go straight to open it. And then if she's still there, I'll say yes to encourage the fact that she's calm. And when I am ready, I'll say free, yes. And then I'll say yes when she comes out. Then I can shut this door, take her outside, let her go and do her business. And then afterwards, I can leave her to play around. I can interact with her and all that. We can even have a training session together if it's a training day. So the idea is when it's now time for me to go and take my shower and I need her to go back inside because I'm about to go to work, then all I do is when I walk up to the crate, I open the door. Most times she'll go in by herself because she's used to the routine so much, right? But if she's outside, if there's something engaging her and keeping her outside, like come, like I'm using the treats as a form of engagement, but it could be anything. Then what I want to always do is I'll call her name very loud and clear, not too loud, but just very clear, make myself audible. Call her name, make sure I have her attention, and then I will gesture towards the crate and use the command INSIDE, and that word is what? Inside. Yes, and I'll mark yes as soon as she goes inside. Then I'll walk up to the crate and then I'll shut it. So that's the idea for how you let her out and let her in. You'll do this every morning and every evening, so it will get better and better over time. Nope, inside. I didn't ask you to come out. Yes, very good. So that's the idea. So now let's move on to the next thing, which is how you walk her, right? For now, we are just doing the things that you do without necessarily having treats on you. So let's discuss the walk. Free? Yes, good. You're awesome. So with the walk, when I call her, when I have her attention, right? Terra, yes, sit. Before I put a leash on her, I want her to sit. When she sits, yes, then I put the leash on her. Okay. So before we start our walk, if you notice, when I go to the kennel and she's doing what I want, I say yes. You know, when I open it, she's still lying down, I say yes. When I free her, I say yes when she comes out. When I ask her to go inside and she goes in, I say yes. When I call her Terra to get her attention, I say yes when I have it. When I want to put a leash on her and ask her to sit, as soon as she sits, I say yes. Yes is the foundation. That's what's actually teaching her. That's what's helping her understand that, okay, yes, I got it right. Yes, I got it right. I got it right. So you need to use it as a response to her doing whatever you ask her to do, or as a marker to her responding to whatever you ask her to do. Super important. You know, at first you might be missing it, but try to practice until you're perfect so that every single thing that you expect of her, you mark it. Yes, 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 yes. The more you do it, the more it enforces. I know when she's at a certain stage, you no longer need to even use yes because now she gets everything. But for her foundation, you want to enforce it over the next few months. So when she sits, I mark yes, I hook the leash to her collar, and then we can start our walk. The idea is when we are walking out on the street, the safer spot for her is on my left side because according to our road laws, right, when you're walking on a narrow road, you're supposed to be on your left of the road so that you're facing oncoming traffic. You can see the cars that are closer to you coming so that you can give them space. Because if you're on the right side, you can't see them from behind. So if you're in headphones, for example, you can get knocked, right? And if you're holding a dog, then your dog is even in the way of the vehicle. If she's running into the road, you know, she's at a higher risk of getting run over. So you want to make sure that she gets used to being on the side that helps you to have walks comfortably on the right side of the road, which is your left. So before I got to this point where when I snap my finger to get her attention, you know, she'll come to where my hand is. Yes. I use treats to feed her, so it helps you to move her around. So she's used to following treats in the hand, so I'm able to use the hand to help out. But With that, it takes practice for it to become perfect. So I encourage that instead of doing that to get her on the left for now, because you may not even have treats and the motivation may not be high, what you want to do is you want to just walk up to her side, make sure, okay, she's on the side you want. But of course, we want to be facing you, right? So now I'll walk with her. Let's go. And we'll turn together and I'll stop her. And then now we're facing you and she's on my side. Okay, so if we're on the road, now we're both on the right side of the road. So the idea is free. The idea is when she's awkward like this, you don't want to drag her with the leash to the position you want her to be in, because that'll just be teaching her to make these kinds of awkward movements on the leash. You want to rather enforce the idea that whenever you're on the leash, you have to be on my left side. Whenever you're on the leash, always be here. Let's go. So even when I'm correcting you, the whole trip of the correction, you're on this side. Rather than when I'm correcting you, it's all this awkwardness to get you where I want you to be. No, I'll just free. I'll just simply move to you. You're on the side that I want to be. I want you to be. I'll walk with you now. You're right where I want you to be. Stop you, right? Now, also when you're stopping her, what I always recommend is, first of all, because there will be those moments, and because you want her to keep, because you want to keep her on the side, you want to always use a short leash like that, right? So sit. The idea is it should be short like this, but it shouldn't be tight like this. It should be loose but short, right? So when we are walking, she's within control. I don't have to move my arm too much to control her. And then when I want to stop her, I stop her behind me before she gets to me, before she crosses. I stop her here. I raise it, and as soon as she sits, I release it like that. And you see that she's right next to me. She's not in front of me. If I did it the wrong way, it would look like this. Free. So if I do it the wrong way, it means I'll stop, and then now I'm trying to stop her, and she has already crossed, and look at that. Awkward. So much space. If there's a bicycle coming, she's in the way of the bicycle and all that. So you want to avoid that. Free. You want to make sure that as soon as you're about to stop her, you keep your arm closer to your body and behind you. So, and then you raise as soon as she sits, you let go. And then she's closer to you and more on your side than in front of you and away from you. Free. Very good. Now, with her, when she's on the leash, especially when she's outside, she's still invested in her surroundings a lot. Okay, a lot. And the 6 weeks that we've had haven't been enough for us to perfect it to a point where her attention is completely away from those things and focused on the walk. So you still need to be making subtle corrections. But the subtle corrections are your opportunity to enforce a relationship, instill in her mind that somebody is always in control, somebody's always in charge, I'm always your leader. So get used to following my guidance, right? This way. Come back. Come back. Good. Yes. So see how I corrected what I demonstrated earlier. Come back. Good. This way. Good. Sit. Yes. Good. So that's the idea. Now I'm going to demonstrate how you make those corrections. I just did them a couple of times, but I'm going to explain now, right? So if we are walking free, this is how I'll pop. This is how I'll pop to get her attention if she's distracted. Yeah. And then I always keep her on this side. If she tries to cross me, then I'll pop outward so that there's space. If she's going away, I'll pop inward. This way. Yes. Good. And then we want the leash to be loose like this. This is how it should look. Casual. So pop to get her attention away from distractions. Yes. So when she's focused on me, I can even mark yes. 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 All this is good. Yes. Very good. This way. Good. Yes. Very good. This way. Come. And then when I need to stop her, closer to me, a little behind, and get her into the sitting position. That's the idea. Okay. Free. Yes. Good girl. Very good. So with the walks, that's, basically the principle that you need to understand and apply, right? She's light, so it's going to be easy on you with her normal standard regular collar. You just keep it short, and then make sure that you always keep her on the left side, even when you're correcting her. Try to keep it loose as much as you possibly can. Correct when you need to and go back to it being loose. No. Yes, very good. Good. Let's go. Good. Very good. Very good. And the more you practice, it will just get better and better and better. Right? And try to stop her earlier than I did just now. Free. So it means that when you're stopping her, you will hold her a little behind you. Yes, very good. And keep your arm closer to your body. Keep the leash short to keep her next to you. So that's the idea for your walks. Good. So now the next thing is commands, right? So when it comes to commands, free, yes, it is a reward-based system. You see, the idea is you have a job, but you get paid. And so you're motivated to do it, right? Otherwise, why should you wake up in the morning and spend your time and money to travel 30 minutes to a destination and spend your whole day there doing something that someone else has asked you to do? Because you're motivated to do it by an incentive, which is your salary, right? So it's the same principle that applies over here. We need to keep them motivated to do the things that we're asking them to do, because they put stress on them mentally and physically, because we are moving their bodies into positions that they are now learning, and their mind, we are restructuring the muscle of their brain. So it's all of it is a stressful process. But when you introduce a reward as motivation, then the stress reduces. Then it can even become a fun activity for them. They're inspired, they're motivated. And you see, as humans, sometimes you've worked for 5 years, and now all of a sudden, 3 months straight, no salary, but you've still been going to work because now you understand that, oh, as for the salary, yeah, it will come. So even though the salary is not coming, you are still doing it. And also, you are so used to it now that that is now your lifestyle. Okay, so unless you find a very compelling reason to stop it, even when the money is not coming, you will naturally continue with the expectation that at some point it will come, and it's fine. So that's the idea. So with them, we practice with the motivation. So it gets to a point where when they are so used to it now, even without the motivation, you will get the result. And you, the person who is handling them, you even have the confidence that you get a result without the motivation at that stage. But if they come home and then right off the back, you want to start without motivation and they're not responding, and then you become demoralized or this thing, then even your own motivation to continue trying to interact with them and get results goes down. Theirs goes down. You're not sure how to correct because you don't have the experience to. So everything, goes backward. You don't want to go through that. So you want to start off, the way we've been doing things with motivation. Encourage them, let them see it as fun. Practice till you yourself get comfortable with what you're doing. You can start to test them with less and less reward. And then it gets to a point where you can minimize the rewards as much as possible according to your own discretion, right? So I use chopped up chicken sausage as my rewards.
So they always look like that. I chop them up into small pieces like that. It's not your time to take them, relax, right?
And whenever we are going to have a session, it's intentional. So I recommend that you do the walks about 2 to 3 times per week. Maximum, let's say 3 times per week. So every other day is fine, right? You don't want to do it every single day so that you're putting so much pressure on yourself all of a sudden, and then also making it become redundant for the dog. Okay, you want to keep the dog looking forward to it. So if you do it today, the next day maybe he thinks it's going to do it, doesn't happen. So the desire to do it is going to be heightened a bit when you do it the other day, the following day. You want to keep that kind of structure. Also, if you're giving treats every single day, then they'll get fed up with the treats early. But if you intersperse, then they'll be looking forward to it better with a healthier appetite. So you want to do your walks 2 to 3 times a week, and your sessions, very intentional with treats, 2 to 3 times a week. So we always start off with, what is the first thing you should reward for? The first thing you should reward for is attention. So to get your dog's attention, just say her name, Terra, and if she's looking at me like a good girl, yes, I give her a treat. And as soon as I give it to her, class has started or session has started. So when I have her attention, she gets a treat. And then when I want her to have the sense that she's free, even though we're having a session, I'm not asking you to do anything specific at this moment. I use a command called free. And I swing my hand to my side when I say it. Free? Yes. So that the idea is you can pass me by, you're free to do whatever it is you want. So I'm either engaging you or you're free. That's the idea. And if you notice, I mark for everything. So back to the marker again. So when I call her to get her attention, Terra, yes. You notice how as soon as she looked away from the thing she was focused on at me, I marked because that was the moment I got her attention. If it is a call for her to come to me and I say, Terra, and I have her attention, I'll add come. If she moves, yes. I'm marking for the movement, right? And I'm marking when she makes the first step, not when she's halfway or when she gets yet. Come, yes. So as soon as she makes the first step, that's what I mark, right? So her name to get her attention, the word come to ask her to come. And every time I have her attention, before I ask her to come, I want to show her the treat, right? To motivate her to come. Because as I said, at the foundation stage, more motivation, okay? More motivation to get results, to boost confidence on both sides. Until you reach a point where you don't need these things. You can still tell her, come, yes, and then mark and all of those things. So when she comes to me and I want her to sit, where do I want her to sit? For me to be able to effectively choose, I need to be able to lure her with my hand and the treat properly. So the idea is I'll use my hand to move her, come, to where I want her to be, which is in front of me. When I get her to the spot I want her at, I'll take the treat away, sit, yes, and then I'll reward. And she's right in front of me where I want her to be, right? That's the idea. Free. Very good. Okay. If I want her on my side so that, let's say we are both posing for a picture, then come. I'll lower her behind me, turn her. When I get her where I want her to be, I'll take it away and say, sit. Yes. And now she's on my side where I want her to be. Good. Free. Yes. Very good. So the idea is, because we've been feeding treats from our hand has become a valuable asset. So they focus on our hand a lot, right? So we can use it to our advantage. So when I want prim and proper one-on-one interactions, I'm careful about where my hand is. If I want her in front of me, Terra, come. And then I lower her to my front, but when I'm relaxing my hand, I just swing it to my side like this. Look what happens. You see how she moves? So I have to be careful about where I keep this hand, because now this hand is a conductor. It has power. So rather, I'll do Terra, come. And then I'll keep my hand in the middle of my body. If I'm taking it away, I'll take it upwards to my center, and I'll look at the difference. So look at the difference between this and this. You see? So you want to be careful. So I always say neutral position for your hand is center of your body. This is neutral position. So if I go for my treat, come. Good. Sit. This is my neutral position. Yes. Free. Very good. After I free her, see how my hand automatically came back. This is your neutral position. Okay. So keep that in mind. And also mark for everything. So now that's how you lure your dog to either what, your front or your side. So the idea is, now when I want her to sit, as I demonstrated, I'm not going to say, come this way. And then when she gets here, I'll be holding my hand here and say, sit. No. When she gets here, I'll take it away and say, sit. Yes. Sorry, excuse me. I have a cold. Pardon me. So, come. Yes. When she gets here, then I take it away and say, sit. Yes. And then I reward. Okay. So the more you practice it, then the less you need to engage. So the first time you do it, free. Good. The first time you do it, you want to come to her level with the treats, right? And say, come. And then move her. And then when you get here, you have engagements. Sit. Yes. Very good. But now you want to practice it free. You want to practice it to a point where now you don't even need to go down. You can stand and say, come, and just do this. And when she gets here, sit. Yes. See, it's almost perfect, but not perfect, right? Yes. Free. So we're going to try that again. Come. Move her. Sit. Yes. Right? And I didn't need to bend down to her level, right? Yes. But I want you to start off by going down to her level so that you practice it and gradually fade out to being able to just stand up and lower her like that. Free. Okay. So same thing. If I want her on my side, this way. Good. Sit. Yes, very good. See, I didn't have to bend to her level to do it, but it's because I practiced it that I'm able to do it easily like that. Free. Yes. So as I say, when you are saying sit, don't keep the treat at her mouth or don't keep her attention on the treat downward like that. Take it away to your face and then say sit. Yes. And then come down and reward. So if I lower her here, this time it will go above her head and sit. Yes. And then it goes back down as the reward. Free. Very good. It's only with free where I use the treats as the engagements for the command. But I'm going to do sit again. This way. Sit. See how my hand comes up when I say sit. At the same time, my hand comes up, I say the command. Yes. And then I mark immediately she sits, right? Free. So we'll do it sideways. Sit. Yes. I mark immediately she sits, and then the reward comes. Free. Very good. So that's how you go about with your sits, right? Now with your downs, same thing. If we're face to face, I want her to be calm first. So I'll take the treat away. I don't even need to say anything. If she's calm, then I'll point down and say down. Make sure she has space to go down. And make sure there are no distractions. Yes. So when I'm trying to reward and she gets up, I take it away. I stop. Yes. You want to reward her while she's in the down position, right? Free. Good. So we're going to repeat that again. So first of all, I call it to me, Terra, come. Yes. And when she's calm, make sure she has space. Down. Yes. So if you notice, there's a gesture for down and there's a gesture for sit, right? Free. Very good. The gesture for sit is I take the treat away upward. So this is the gesture for sit. 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 Yes. Sorry, I wasn't talking to you, Terra. And then the gesture for down is my hand is here. Because even when I don't say sit and I want you to, if I call you and I want you to sit, I'll just take my hand up. If you sit like a good girl, I'll say yes, right? Now the gesture for down is from here. It's down with the finger. Yes. And then reward, right? So sometimes she might hesitate to go down. So the idea is if I point down, I keep my finger pointed until she goes down. And as soon as her elbows touch the floor, I say yes. And then she gets the reward, right? Free. So we'll do that one more time. Terra. Good. If she's here, down. Yes. Very. If I'm rewarding, she needs to be down. If she tries to get up, I'll say no or and then I'll stand up. And if she's down, I'll say yes. I'll come back down and give her the reward while she's down. So the idea is the best way to give the reward in the down is to bend down first. And then your hand comes, right? Don't lead with your hand. So it means no, down. Yes, that's what I was talking about, holding the gesture. Yes. So don't do this. Rather, no, down. Rather do this and this, right? Yes. So this and this. Yes, this and this, right? And then you can free her free. Very good. So now we practice face to face and side by side, just like with the sits, okay? So that she gets used to doing it in different positions. So if you're walking, it's a side by side relationship. You know, sometimes maybe you want to pose for a picture. Sometimes you're talking to somebody and you don't want your dog interfering, you want it on the side. So you want to practice these things both ways. So the side to free, get her here, take it above her head if she sits like a good girl. Yes. And then now down. Yes. Same thing. Yes. Bend and then treats. Good. Free. Very good. So we'll do that again. Come. Good. Yes. Down. Yes. Bend and then treats. Very good. And then free. Free. Good. Okay, please give me a minute. Let me go and then take care of my cold and be right back. Okay, so we are back. Come, please. So sorry about that. Sorry about earlier on. Come.
Good.
So here's what's next. Now we've practiced the sits and the downs. Now I want to practice impulse control on command. So what that means is, if I call you, I say, come, sit. When you say yes, when I say yes, it means you should stay seated. That's impulse control on command, right? Don't move, stay seated. Until I do what? Free? Yes, very good. So that's the idea. You don't move until I free you, okay? So let me close this. Come. This way, come. Good. Sit. Yes. Good. Very good. So impulse control on command means if I say sit, you sit, I mark yes, and I have to go and do something. I have to go and check. No. So whenever you get up, whenever you break free, then we apply what's called the principle of correction. So now impulse control is the stage where you apply, yes, good. You apply impulse control to your own lifestyle, right? When you need your dog to stay, what are the things that you do? No. Yes, good. What are the things that you need your dog to stay for? Is it because you need to put on your shoes? Will you sit down to put on your shoes? Nope. If you do and your dog gets up, how do you tell your dog, no, come? Yes. How do you tell your dog, when I want to put on my shoes, stay? No. For now, we're doing a sit. Yes, good. What you do is you mark the moment he breaks free like I did. Nope. And then you take her back to the same spot, same angle. So that's where the leash comes in handy in case she hesitates. Put her back in the same position and mark yes. And then you repeat the same thing. So I want to put on my shoe, and this time, nope. You repeat until she gets it. Yes, good. Very good. Yes. Then you can put on your shoe and mark yes. Very good. For her staying. Yes. And then you can move to her. Yes. And then you can give her a reward. And then you can free her free. Very good. So the basic level is how I walked away simply and she stayed, right? That's the basics. That's how you begin to practice. So you just call her sit. Yes. And then just walk away. Just take a few steps away. And then when you turn and she's still there, you mark yes. And then you come back. And then you reward. Yes. Very good. And then you free her. Free. Very good. That's the basic stage of it. Then the intermediate stage is where you begin to apply it to yourself, right? Because it's always going to be a different situation. So come. Good. Sit. No, this way. I want you to sit right in front of me. Yes, sit. Good. So now it could be, as I said, maybe you need to come in and replace your battery or something, and you need her to sit. So when you do these things and then she's still there, yes, you mark and come and reward, right? Now for the stay command, it's always enforced more in the down position because it's more comfortable for them. But I like to try to enforce it in both for her to just be more obedient in general. Come this way, sit. Yes, good. So I want to enforce it. So whenever I come, if I leave and I come and she's in a down, I'll not admonish it, but I'll lure her into the sit. I'll repeat the thing. Yes, and then I'll come and reward her in the sit. Yes, I prefer to make sure I reward her in the sit. Yes, very good. Unless I was the one who asked her to do it down. Free. Very good. But it's totally permissible if you come to find her in a down because that's more comfortable. And the truth is, the more you push the boundaries of impulse control on command, the more you should do it in the down position, the position that's most comfortable for the dog, right? So this time, I'll do it in the down. Come. Yes. Good. Down. Yes. So the same thing, I'll mark yes. And then I can go and do those things again. So I can come and put on my shoes. And then when I'm done putting on my shoes, I can come and check on my battery. When I'm done checking on my battery, I can probably come and then imaginary water my plant. And I'm done watering my plant. I can reposition my lamp stand. When I'm done with that, I can come and then make sure I've done maybe a few reps of my exercise. When I'm done with that, then free. Yes. I can free her and reward. I can come to her and reward. The dogs are just trying to dominate, prove who's in charge. So, as you can see, she's done very, very well to control her impulse this last ref, for example. And usually, you should practice it in ways that will push her to make mistakes so that you can correct. Because the truth is that applying the principle of correction for the stay or the impulse control helps you to enforce no just as well as you have enforced yes. So if she breaks free as no, then you bring her back and then you gesture her back yes, and then you reward, right? So it helps her to understand no as like I've done the wrong thing, free. And it's one of the exercises that really helps you to enforce that and instill it. So if she's doing everything proper, then you want to advance it. Sit, yes, down. Yes, good. Also note how I don't repeat myself. I hold a gesture and be quiet and allow the dog to think. So do more of that and less of repeating yourself. So yeah, the idea is if you do and everything is prim and proper, you come, you're working out, no. So this is what you usually want to get whenever it's getting better in one field. You want to push it another level so that you can correct. No, bring her back. And then you see how she's quicker to correct herself. Yes. Then you go back to that thing. Good. So now we can do our workout, right? Good. Very good. Nope. Nope. Now look at this. Yes. Apart from no, did I say any other thing? No, I did not, right? I just moved her with a gesture back to the spots, right? So the more you practice and have the opportunity to enforce the principle of correction, and then she understands the principle of correction better, then the more you can have control over your dog and have that level of obedience that you want, right? So I'm going back to the last thing that I was doing before she broke free to do it. Finish doing it. Let me pretend that I'm pushing the bench press. And then just to create different dynamics for the dog. And then mark when she stays, yes, very good. And then reward. Nope. I want to reward in the down. So you notice how I said no and she corrected it so quickly. Yes, very good. That's what the principle of correction allows. Free. Yes, very good. And basically that is it. This is what you practice. This is the program. This is what it covers. And then this is how you go about practicing with your dog. So I trust that you guys are going to have a lovely time doing these together. Yes, very good. And if you have any trouble remembering stuff, even when you refer to the video, you can give me a call. I'll be happy to guide and support. Free. Good. Good. Very good. So when we finish having all of our fun, I'm going to take the leash off, allow her to be free. If I need her to go inside, routine. This is what routine does. She's like, okay, it's time for me to go inside without me even having to ask. Yes, good girl. And then we're done with our session. Thank you so much and have fun practicing with Terra when she comes home.